and then whoever else joins. Today's special virtual guest is DVL. Hey, good job. 146 points, high scorer this week, edging
Barely.
edging out his opponent for high scorer. Bad luck for Anderson Spears scoring 145 and losing. So, Will, what's your secret sauce, man?
Luck.
Oh, your wife is pointing at herself.
Oh, look at you. Yes.
She sets your lineup secretly. Good job, CJ.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
You as well.
2 days away.
Yeah, 146 points, very respectable, and you're looking pretty good for the playoffs there, Will. You're finishing strong, man, after a pretty horrendous start.
DVL's my pick to win the whole thing.
Thanks, T.
He's going to do it.
I've survived the injury more than anything. None of my players have been hurt.
Yeah. Well, that's almost the biggest part of it, I think.
Yep.
High scoring player for Flex, I had Thielen, who had 32 points. Low scorer, T, Max Hedstrom, 81 lowly points.
Wow. Oh, no. Cheese on the wheel?
T's on the wheel. Let's hope I can spin something other than safe this week.
Dog poop.
My track record hasn't been very good. Standings: Cheese Division, Triple C and Les Wang tied at 7-4. Les Wang holds the tiebreaker in that one. Beer Division, Donnie Double Stuff 7-4, and the Brat Freddie running away with it at 10-1, even though he lost this week. I did talk to Olinger a little about punishments. More on that in a bit. Let's get into the games. First one, let's get it out of the way. Doghouse versus Triple C. I'm ashamed to say I couldn't do my job and defeat Ken and get him one step closer to the loser bracket. It's looking more and more like we have to deal with the scourge in the playoffs again. Especially now he's going to get his all-world running back here back soon. Looking like a pretty tough team to beat.
Just in time for the playoffs.
Yeah. I will say that Joshua Kelly is a complete bum. I picked him up thinking that the San Diego Chargers had no other options besides him, and that was not the case. They found some other bum off the street. Kelly gave me a whole 2 points, and then also Kamara had kind of a down game this week too, which doomed me. Basically, it came down to Kelsey and Brady, big dog, and Kelsey majorly outperformed him, especially that touchdown at the end, which really killed me.
It wouldn't have made any difference.
I know. I was thinking I had a good shot until that happened, and then I'm like, Brady's not going to score.
Brady was playing in prime time. He can't play in prime time. It was past his bedtime.
Well, he doesn't look like he can play against any good defenses either anymore. Doesn't have the arm. Anyway, yeah. So, good job, Ken. Inching towards the playoffs. I think one more victory, you'll be in there.
Hopefully I can beat Clancy or Anderson Spear for my last two and put me in.
Yeah, that's a pretty favorable schedule, I'd say, in your part.
We'll see. If I get McCaffrey back, I'll feel much better.
Who set up this schedule anyway? Jesus. I should have stacked it against you. What am I doing?
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You thought you did.
No, there's no way. I would think that's stacking it against you. Les Wang versus Skeet Spunkley. So Zeke finally comes alive for you a little bit, Kirk, and the rest of your team just completely sucks.
Yeah.
I'm wondering why you left Mike Evans on your bench.
Mike Evans? Who's he?
That's why.
No, let me see. Let me pull up my team roster from Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
because he was not projected as high as the other ones.
Really?
Yeah, he was projected at like 11 points.
Mike Evans was? Really? Okay. I just saw that and I thought it was kind of odd compared to, like, you could have put him in your flex and moved the other guy up and just did some shifting. Not that it would have mattered because you lost by, like, what, 40 or 50?
It was not 40 or 50. It was like maybe 15. 17 to be exact.
Okay. So, anyway, the Wang was half erect for this one, but it was more than enough to beat the Limp Bizkit. Okay. That's what it comes down to. Anderson Spear versus DVL. Candidate, even though, Anderson Spear doesn't have the greatest record, but this is a candidate for game of the year, being 146 to 145. 95% of weeks, I think 145 is going to give you a victory, right? And that just shows you what kind of year Anderson Spear has had. To score 145 points and lose again, he's bound to get the calendar, right? We're going to have to shop in big and tall stores to find outfits for this guy. DVL and Anderson Spear both had only one guy that scored single digits. So everybody else, double digit scoring, which is incredible. DVL, you're now 6-5. Been hot lately. What did you start 0-4 or 0-3 or what was it?
0-4.
0-4.
I've won 6 of 7. Yeah.
You're kind of the reverse of your the friend above you.
Yeah. Yeah, he's falling behind me on the leaderboard.
So you're I would say one win from a playoff spot, and Anderson Spear is one loss from a calendar shoot. So I'd rather be you, I would say. Max Hedstrom taking on Frick Spankwell. Now, Frick, you ended a 6-game slide here.
Finally.
Any chance to win 3 in a row to sneak into the playoffs?
I think so, man. I think it's going to happen.
Yeah. Now, is there any truth to the rumor of dissension within your ranks?
I don't even know what that word means. So.
Okay, because I have it on a good source that your chub is having problems with your vaguely.
Oh, Jesus.
But don't bump. All right. T, we'll move on from that. T, this loss might be the nail in your coffin.
Yeah, I think so.
It's looking kind of like loser bracket for you. Which, have you ever been in the loser bracket? Have you always been in the playoffs?
One time.
Once.
And it was same situation.
Yeah.
Everybody was out.
A lot of hurt guys. I'm starting to think I don't want to draft in the top 5 anymore. It's better to be later drafter so you don't get killed by an injury.
Yeah, I don't ever want to be number 1 again.
Yeah, well, I think it'll work out for you because you're going to get him back as long as he doesn't get hurt again.
Well, I didn't like being number 1 and then having to wait for 12 picks before you get another chance.
Yeah, that does suck.
I would have rather been 5, 6, 7, somewhere in the middle.
Yep. So, T, you need a couple in a row and then some help to get into the playoffs. So,
yep.
We'll see what happens. Mike, glad to see you joined us. It looks like you're lounging in bed. You got your jammies on? Oh, okay. It looked like you had pajamas on or something. Nice.
At Lindsay's parents' house.
Oh, well, thanks for joining. We appreciate it. Clancy Wiggum versus Hawk Handy. Despite all the injuries, you have won 3 of your last 4, which is quite impressive with all the stuff you've dealt with. 2 more this week. Burrow, who's not coming back this year after that. He tore every ligament in his knee, it seems like. And who was the other? Burkhead?
Yeah, he was I just picked him up for this week. And he didn't. I don't know how long he lasted in the game, but man, I know how to kill a player.
Oh man, you should start another league and pick the guys that you need to pick off from other teams. In our league, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Never mind.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like Hawk is avoiding recaps, kind of like he's avoiding victories and avoiding punishments. hasn't made, 4 in a row now. He did tell me he wasn't going to be at this one because he had some excuse where he was giving blood or semen or something.
Or both.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, we don't really need to talk a lot about him. He's headed downhill fast and also a contender. If Anderson Spear could actually pull a victory out of his butt, Hawk might be the one in the calendar shoot. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Last and finally, Donnie Doublestuff versus Freddie Fozeltwad.
Who's back?
Finally, we're rid of the burning bush. And I'm not talking about Ben's STD. We're talking about the red hot start of Freddie Fozeltwad, who has previously had gone 10-0 and now is 10-1. And as I mentioned, it's better to get that loss out of the way now. You don't want to go into the playoffs being undefeated because sure as shit you'll lose the first week when you shouldn't, or after your bye. Donnie, I gave him a bunch of shit about being not as good as his record, but he came through this week, 7-4. Probably just clinched himself a playoff spot. So good on him.
He didn't even have that good of a week. I just had a really bad one.
That's how it goes. It all balances out, right? You had a couple wins maybe that weren't the greatest though in that little streak of 10. So. Right. Yes, all overwhelming victories until now. Anyway, T, are you ready?
Yeah, I almost forgot.
Okay. Here we go. All right. Maybe if I don't start it on a safe spot, it won't land on a safe spot.
Lunch lady.
All right. Let's see. There is a spot in here that says assistant to Ken. That's assistant to Kamish. I just haven't changed that. And then all the other ones I think are pretty doable. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh,
What's that say?
walk of shame.
Oh! What is that?
That is, we make a homemade sign for T that says how great he is at fantasy football.
Don't you have some reindeer underwear you could wear?
Oh, I could probably dig some up. And he gets to parade up and down our streets so that everybody can see him with his sign saying what a fabulous fantasy football player he is.
I think I'd rather be in the calendar.
That's awesome.
So
Who's joining us? Look at that.
I don't know. I don't know
You
who
have to make
banged
sure I'm
your
home for that
mom.
one.
Bang your mama.
I didn't know we had any Asian folks on our
We
Zoom.
do know.
I don't know. Show yourself.
Hang on.
Bang Joe Man.
We
Oh.
Holy book.
Perfect. Just in time, Eric, to talk about various punishments that need to get fulfilled.
All right, lay them out.
Well, you know what they are. I think we need to think of ones in place of the running and the workout because those are obviously not going to happen at this point with the weather and the COVID and all that BS going on.
He can walk arm in arm with me.
Yeah, that's what I think that's fair. I think T and Eric do the walk of shame, both with homemade signs that maybe I know my girls could probably make something nice. And we'll do that up in the next week or two. Does that sound good, Eric? Acceptable? You and T?
Hey, I've always been game.
Okay. Sorry, Jason. Eric won't be running with you. Oh, and Mike, you can join him too because you have one to fulfill with Eric. Does that sound fair?
No, it doesn't sound fair.
We'll get all these taken care
my
of right
wife
at once.
at least made cookies for everybody.
Yeah, that took care of one of your obligations. But we still have a little matter of some Busch Light apple that Mr. Olinger owes me as well.
Busch Light apple 6-pack, right?
Yep.
All
I
right.
don't know if they're making it anymore.
What do you mean? Is it out now? Was that a seasonal thing?
I saw it once at Walmart like 2 months ago, and I haven't seen it since.
Oh, I saw a whole shit pile of it at Miller's.
Oh, really?
Was that for your wife?
No, it's for me. It's for me. What? It's still beer?
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I do too. I'm not a big beer drinker, but it looked good to me.
Mhm.
So shut up, you beer shamer. What a dick.
I liked him better when he wasn't shooting blanks.
Such a long time ago.
Yeah, how are your boys? How are your boys feeling, Eric?
They're feeling pretty good, you know. Not ready to do, you know, a hernia with hard G yet, but
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
most part, both of them are still there. I was really glad to wake up and find that.
Yeah, were they swollen like a softball?
No swellage.
Oh,
God.
mine were.
Yeah, he didn't get cut though. He just got his like pinched or something. I don't understand how that all works, but
Technology's better these days.
I think the doctor just kicked him in the nuts and said, "It's good. You're good to go."
Allie did that a long time ago.
All right. Any final words of wisdom from any of you fine folks?
Nothing.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving, boys.
Hey, what week do the playoffs start?
So we have 2 more regular season weeks, 12, 13, and then playoffs start after that. Okay.
Don't worry, I'm not planning on making them. So,
You guys wonder why you were asking.
Next
I'm
week,
just wondering when my misery's over.
Oh, gotcha. Well, you'll still have loser bracket. You'll have a chance for the sucky and the all that good stuff. So
Should we just give the trophy to Ben now, or should we make him earn it?
we're gonna make him earn it, Eric. We're gonna make him earn it.
How many trophies has the number 1 seed got so far?
One. Just one.
I think
Were you the number 1 seed when you won it, though?
No, he was 6.
Oh yeah.
I don't think
I'm going for 6 here.
has the number one seed ever won it in our league? I mean, were you ever number 1 seed, Ken?
Yeah, the year I didn't win it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But no number 1 seed ever won it. T, were
As
you?
far as I know, you said you were number 1 seed the first year when Ben won it.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up. I can't remember. I was
The 2 years I won it, I wasn't number 1 seed either one of those years. Then the next year I was number 1 seed and I lost in the playoffs right away.
Yep.
So there seems to be an anchor hanging around the neck of the number 1 seed when the playoffs start.
Ben, you better throw a couple games. Give me that number 1 seed.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
Just something to think about there, Ben.
I'm gonna see if we can turn it around. This is the year.
There we go.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Hey guys.
See ya.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
yeah.